From being literally called the baddie to doing the most shocking things in the UFC, Paddy isn't unfamiliar with the media scrutiny. But before all that, I've got to go over why he became famous in the first place. The Scousers got a flashy style, and I don't think it's a surprise to anyone that the fans love a fast fighter who's good on the feet. Pimblett's got some deadly striking, and he was building his hype even back in his Cage Warrior days. One punch at a time. I mean, we've seen it again and again. Guys, many fearsome foes have fallen into this Scouser's intense punches. And who could forget that incredible first-round KO against Johnny Frichet back when Paddy was still with Cage Warriors? It was just one of many incredible KO wins that started this man's hype train.
Come on, do something then. Do something, stand up. What'll you do? You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing, you little fart. Go and sit back down.
But as good as his striking is, it's not his only claim to fame. Yeah, he's done some pretty crazy things with wrestling too. It's pretty scary when a guy with such good striking is also able to pull off the craziest submission wins. And luckily for us, the baddie is very much capable of just that. Some of the craziest moments on his highlight reel are submission wins, including one of the craziest moments ever in the octagon. That's right. I'm talking about that insane flying triangle he pulled off for his win at CW 90. Now sure, both his wrestling and striking have produced some amazing moments, and these have helped the young fighter, but the biggest reason for his fame is something else entirely. It's Conor McGregor. Again, it's no shock to anyone that the biggest star the UFC has ever produced is the Irish brawler. But what does he have to do with Paddy's fame? Well, it's simple really. The fans want to see a return of the Mac, and Paddy doesn't just physically resemble the Irish superstar. He's also got a very similar style. Plus, he's also a natural showman and is incredibly quick on the mic. It's no wonder that the baddie shot to such crazy levels of fame.
Yeah, it's pretend to be Georgian when you're not. You were born in Germany and you live in Spain.
Try to do it in
You were born in Germany and you live in Spain.
And in the process of reaching this fame, the man has given us some truly shocking moments, both within and outside the octagon. There are a lot of them, but I just have to mention some of the top ones, starting with his unbelievable debut fight. Now, it was shocking already how much the UFC was advertising this guy before his debut, but with the way he was on that mic, it was very well worth it. I mean, he sold that fight, and he got loads of fans interested for sure. Still, no one knew what level of skill this guy was gonna show us, and when he stepped in there with Luigi Vendramini, everyone was expecting to see a struggle. Now, I'm pretty sure we all wanted to see the Scouser win, because if he did, all of our dreams of seeing another Conor-like fighter again would look possible. Still, when he pulled off that incredible first-round KO, the entire arena was shocked. Plus, he followed it up with a killer post-fight interview. But this was only the beginning of this guy doing insane things. He shocked everyone again at UFC London 2021, and this was the biggest stage to do it. The young Liverpudlian was up against Rodrigo Vargas, and even though most people were rooting for the guy, he made jaws drop in the arena. By the way, he won the fight. At this point, everyone was expecting to see some more striking, but Paddy's not some boring one-trick pony. No, he used his wrestling skills and pulled off a beautiful rear naked choke. Just by the way, he won this one in the first round too. Yeah, this win put the hype train into full gear.
De corazón. Hey.
English,
Hey.
yeah?
Hey.
Speak English.
You want to talk to me like the man to man? You said something about me. I went to your country. I slapped your face.
But still, he managed to one-up it when he fought in 2022. The Brit gave us the next shocking moment as he fought in front of his home crowd once again. He was up against Jordan Levitt, and the trash talk leading up to the fight was pretty funny. Yep, this is the time when Pimblett promised to teabag his opponent after he KO'd him. And while the win itself was shocking on its own, what was even more insane was the fact that he fulfilled that promise. Yeah, after submitting Jordan in the second round, the baddie proceeded to teabag the guy. And it was a little bit cringe, but you've gotta respect the commitment. This wasn't the end of it though, because he managed to one-up his win with what he did right after the fight. He gave a very emotional speech in the post-fight interview, and honestly, it showed the fans a completely new side of him. All of us got to see the soft, emotional side of this fighter who was otherwise always just full of jokes. Apparently, one of the Scouzer's buddies had committed suicide in the weeks leading up to the fight. It was tragic, but he refused to wallow in grief. Instead, he used his win and the platform of the post-fight interview to talk to his fans about mental health. This was a shocking moment, and no one was expecting such a heartfelt and important conversation coming out of this fight. These moments were all crazy, sure, but they've all been things that happened inside the octagon. Paddy's been involved in some pretty unbelievable things outside the ring too. His diet and weight gain after his fights were unexpected. Yeah.
That men can't talk. Listen, if you're a man and you've got weight on your shoulders and you think the only way you can solve it is by killing yourself, please speak to someone.
When UFC fans got their first official look at this guy, he was shredded. And I mean shredded, to the point that I feel confident saying that he was one of the best looking lightweights. But after that debut, pictures and videos of the man 35 to 40 pounds heavier started floating around the internet. And it was so shocking that almost everyone thought it was fake at first. It wasn't. He shocked the entire MMA community with how terrible his post-fight eating habits were. I mean, the guy ballooned up on purpose, and his entire strategy was to just switch to healthy foods when he was in camp. Yeah, anyone who knows anything about fitness and health knows this is bad and not at all sustainable. Thankfully, recently the Scouser has announced that he's gonna start trying to stay in shape consistently. Still, as shocking as it's been seeing him balloon up after every fight, there's one other thing that the man's done outside the ring that was extremely unexpected. I'm talking about his beef with Ariel Helwani. Not only was this whole thing shocking, but it was also just kinda embarrassing. And even the top fans couldn't help but cringe a little. Helwani, for those of you who don't already know, is a huge voice in the MMA community, and any fighter that gets to be on his show is lucky. Paddy, though, wanted to be paid to go on.
I'm here to take over, lad. I'm the new cash cow. I'm the new main man on the UFC roster. I best be in the game next week, lad. That's simple, know what I mean?
And this isn't a thing that happens ever. Still, all that happened was that the fighter's agent canceled the interview. But the craziness started when the Scouser decided to badmouth Helwani on a podcast with Dana White, and Ariel came out with the receipts. The Liverpudlian got caught in a very embarrassing lie, and we even got to hear voice notes of him asking the host to let him on the show. Unsurprisingly, the fans were shocked to witness the disrespect, and also to see Paddy looking kind of like a sellout. Those were some of the most shocking things that Paddy Pimblett has done. See you in the next one.